Damn. Me and the homie went off on this one. Alright, it seems to be working. All systems are go. Puff has been code. Oh, let me turn my headphones down. That shit is way too loud. Alright, here we go. Yo, what's up, world? What's up, cyberspace? Hello, internet land. I got a piece of dust on my hat. Hello, whoever else is out there on the other side of the digital type of device that you're tuning in on. Unless you're looking at me on a standard definition television, because you got access to the future. I don't fucking know. What's up, y'all? This your boy Crypto Bruh, aka More World Peace the DJ / producer, coming back again with another video about that Zen world, about those X coins, about the Forever Down coin. And yeah, today is a special day. It is October 8th, 2024. You know, the typical cadence. I haven't been streaming much because, you know, I got real life going on, and yeah, we'll talk about it. But you know, we were streaming every single day, talking about the Zen, analyzing it left and right. And I'm glad that I did that from 2 years ago till today. I mean, I didn't really get heavy into it until like January of 2023. February 2023 is where I was like, we stream about this shit every single day. But up until that particular moment in time, it was just a study. And yeah, right now, we have just completed our second trip around the sun in the metaverse. October 8th, 2023 at 1:29 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, American time, 5:29 UTC. So everyone's been saying happy birthday, Zen. I decided to stream exactly when the game changed, just because this is all that matters in the whole Zen world. Damn, man. In case you haven't ever looked at this before, yeah, $65 fucking dollars. 11 Gwei. Zen costs $65 worth of Ethereum to launch. And that in itself is like a whole nother narrative of how much success this team has seen. I mean, you can say it like this too, like $65 transaction fee to release something that's now worth $13 million. Even though, you know, money doesn't really matter in the Zen world, because money is or fiat value, essentially, that's what market cap is to me now after being on this journey for 2 years. Fiat market cap is essentially just a flag for individuals looking to invest into something based on something, as, you know, something like that. You know, I mean, it's really hard to wager. Again, in like Zen world, for instance, you can use market cap, I guess, to know which Zens have higher potential to boom off, because again, you'll have, you know, some that don't have more than a $10,000 market cap, right? That's, most of them now are above 10K. We got Moonbeam at the lowest here at $15,000. That's how much people value it at, fiat value on Moonbeam. And same on Eve Moss. Eve Moss's fiat value is around $5,000 market cap. You got CBZen coming in third to the bottom, number 10 on the list here, which in theory it's you know, whatever you want to think it is, but yeah, 71,000. And yeah, Phantom's in at 87. ETH Pal, Ethereum Pal coming in at 93,000. Jesus. Avalanche at 95. ETH Pal pushing that ass right now. Pulse Chain coming in at 138,000, and Optimism sitting at a nice $181,000. We also have Polygon. Wow, look at that. Polygon at $241,000. Amazing. Amazing. From $65. We also have SolXEN, the newborn, the hybrid of XENblocks and Zen on Solana, coming in at 251,000 market cap. Then Binance, CZ, the gangster chain, thugged out. You know what I'm saying? Binance coming in at 345 with the 100% Gwei Drave. I don't even know what to call it. We're gonna soft shield some Binance today. We're gonna talk about all the Zens. I just wanted to point emphasis at this, like the creation of Zen is magnificent. Some people talk about like the Bitcoin white paper. Bookmark this transaction here, because this is what started it all. It happened on Ethereum, so they're gonna be stuck with this for a while, y'all. ETH is gonna be in the Zen world for a long time, because again, it comes from the EVM, and it just seems to be like it's being reborn on SVM, because it's something that's progressive, right? And yeah, I mean, I don't really know what's up. What's up though? What up though? Zen enthusiasts. I'm gonna say what's up to the chat though. What up, Zen enthusiasts? I see you, bro. Happy Zen Day to you as well, Mr. CyberX. Zen crypto opportunity for everyone. Don't miss out. You know, we got Og in the house. Qlin, Mind, Body, and Crypto. What up, bro? And then Marak. What up? Hello, Core Zenians. Yes, I guess you could say the Crypto Brush show might have Core Zenians. I don't know. There are people spread out all over. There's some people that watch this on X. So shout outs to you. Hit the like button over there, the heart. Repost if you feel as if you want to support the kid. We also have people again on YouTube. That's usually where I'm at with it, where I'm talking, because I can see them. What's up? Oh, we got Buddy in the house. What it do? Marat said I'm C rank 2006. My guy's from the millennium. I forgot what C rank I had. I tried to find it, but I couldn't. So that's why I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to find out. I'm going to find that timestamp from where Zen was created, and I'll just bookmark this, and we'll visit this every day. Or I mean, not every day, but every year we'll come back and reminisce. You know, I don't know. Is this priced in oh, at the time of transactions, never mind. Damn, it even got cheaper. It was $35 to push Zen on chain back 730 days ago. 730 fucking days ago. Jeez, we've been on this ride for a while now. And yeah, I think Zen. We've talked about it for many moons, many suns, and that's why I do believe it's a very individual journey for all in crypto. Everybody gets to create their own story, their own narratives, hook up on whatever they want to believe, and there will like kind of be forever this beautiful yin and yang of doubt and like, what do you call it, like hope, because there's a lot of people with doubt and they intertwine with the hopium crowd, and that's kind of what produces so many narratives in Zen. And I mean, Jack has said this, and there's other quotes. I forget who he takes this from. This is a quote taken from a philosopher or somebody down the road. You know, AI repeats itself, I like to say. But someone once said it like, your downfall is my success or something, or like what you believe. I forget the goddamn quote. Maybe one day Jack will repost it. But it's the emphasis of it is that someone's doubt is your ability to succeed. Like what they are doubtful about, the object or subject or whatever the fuck, whatever they're doubting, you can be more successful and prove them wrong. So we have that in the Zen world. It's a lot of doubters and a lot of hopium believers, people who actually believe that this thing called Zen can achieve something we haven't seen in a long time, and it has all the things to do it. And that's what's so cool about it, right? 2 years ago, there wasn't this thing, and now there is. And now, again, it's very diversified. You have it again on what is it? We have the universe right here. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 EVMs and Solana and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just like undecided, because if you're really tapped in on the Bitcoin side of things, you know, like Taproot was in its social experiment that turned enterprise very fast. I'm still very shocked at how responsive the crypto market was to like DeFi on Bitcoin. And that's why, again, I think that's something really good to bet on outside of the Zen world. It's definitely DeFi on Bitcoin, and like how people or how human behavior is with the Bitcoin, whether it's wrapped or, again, we're on like a layer 2 with it. I think on X1 chain, there'll be a lot of talk and probably a lot of rollouts of similar projects where people are trying to mimic the Bitcoin on X1. Do we get an official Bitcoin or official project, like let's say like Coinbase sees, you know, X1 as a platform for them to integrate, you know, USDC, and with USDC comes, you know, CBBTC, right? That's a possibility. And I think that's, you know, again, that's something for the other side of things. That's outside the Zen universe till X1 chain. But yeah, we have that same ideology going on here, and we have Zen on Bitcoin in the form of VMPX. It's also on Ethereum. Man, it's been a long 2 years, huh? Hey, let's see VMPX on Ethereum. Is it still alive? We got Quantum in the house. Quantum Architect. What it do, bro? VMPX. So, like, think of it this way. If you interacted with VMPX, whether you mined it or, well, basically if you mined it. So there's two ways to mine it. You can mine it on Bitcoin, or you can mine it on Ethereum. It looks like on ETH, no one's trading it, so it's disappeared, because all I see here is VMPX on Pulse Chain, and I'm sure that this is not the VMPX I'm thinking about. And no offense to my Pulse Chain homies. But yeah, so it's not there right now because no one is trading it. Again, VMPX, it was an idea really based on Bitcoin. It was, and essentially, again, it's Fair Crypto's version of Wrap Bitcoin going into the future. Like, when they interact with Bitcoin, they're going to try to use that rail because it's already pre-existing. It has a hash, and it has a decentralized community behind it. Maybe, you know, maybe not, maybe so. I don't know. That will help VMPX rise later on. And yeah, again, in Zen, there's a lot of shit going on in the second year going into the next year, which is going to be year 3. Again, I think with all of these worlds that have been built, understanding each one is really for a certain type of user. Some users will be power users, and they'll be able to utilize every single chain and use its ability to the full maximum. Then there will be some users who don't know what the fuck is going on. They're waiting for someone to send them a PDF that they can read so they can try to formulate a strategy to interact. You know what I'm saying? It's like walking through a door. There's a lot of users that want to know, how do I walk through this door? Some users just run through it, but there's a large group. I would almost say the majority of Zenians are all looking for directions. And again, that's why I think you can almost say if you conquer Zen, it's really by yourself. You're not going to do it with a group of people. The group of people you do it with are also on the same paths, and that's why you have so many different characteristics in the overall community. It's pretty fascinating when you put it all together. Like when we all come together, it's all like, yo, all these different types of flavors. And that's, again, I think it's just simply based on how it was rolled out. Again, $35 to put a smart contract on Ethereum to change the way we fantasize crypto in a sense. Because you really want crypto to be free, but you see like the nasty sides of it. You really get to see like humans trying to front run each other like that. It's like crazy. It's like a whole ass, like, I'm not going to write the novel. The internet will write it for us. But yeah, this is going to be nuts in the future when people try to go backwards and see like what happened in the Zen world in the first 2 years of the ride. Like, you know, and then there'll be historians that will be able to actually articulate every single piece of, you know, the rollout. And it's like, are you part of that? If you want it to be, you know, congratulations, happy fucking birthday, Zenian, you've earned it. My Winions, you've earned it. Keep winning, because we need X1 chain. Shit is getting crazy out here. We got Bitcoin pulling the fuck back right now, blowing everybody's mind. They thought it was up to October. Then they thought, well, this is the lowest it can go. And yeah, now it's looking kind of spicy. What up, Craig Crypto? Welcome, welcome. Happy birthday, Zenians. Throwing up the, what is that? The party hat? Is that what they give us in the heart thing? Throw up that party hat, bruh. But yeah, so Bitcoin, going back to this whole like Zen thing, why we need X1 chain. Basically, Bitcoin is saturated. People over here wondering, why the fuck can't Bitcoin go up, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yo, in 2014, people were mining blocks for like 12 Bitcoin per reward or some crazy shit, right? Wait, hold on. It started in 2009. Wait, when's it? Every fucking 8 years. So it was started in 2008, because 9 is not divisible by 4. And it happened right now in 24, which is divisible by 4, and, you know, with 6. So 6 happenings back. So what is that, 10 years? Yeah, 14. Okay, yeah, so 14. People were getting this motherfucker for 50 Bitcoin per block, bro. Gross. You know how many XENblocks I've mined in the last year? Like, they might get the fuck out of Bitcoin. It's really an ideology based hodl right now, and I'm still wondering if they're gonna keep hodling. It seems like after tonight would be the perfect time to dump the fuck out of your Bitcoins, because no one's gonna know who Satoshi is. It's gonna look weird if it's not high level hopium that Bitcoin would succeed. If I have this weird feeling that if this documentary comes out tonight on HBO and it literally drives this pseudo-anonymous weird motherfucker that no one understands or knows, that talked to someone who's no longer alive, RIP Hal Finley, and, you know, no one knows, no one wants to be him, do you really think someone with $1 million is going to want to back Bitcoin? Like, this could like literally set off all the fucking traps to just fuck everybody that has crazy leverage on Bitcoin. And it would be fine because the real people would get the discount, you know? And you kind of want that, but that's some weird ass hopium for myself. Like I'm like trying to envision this, like this world. How do we get Bitcoin to fall again? Because it's already, like, I forget how much they own, but like all the banks, they pretty much own everything Bitcoin. Most of the last 10 years of Bitcoin has been people buying back the miners' coins. Like if you haven't learned this strategy yet in fucking Zen, then you're going to be in a rude awakening if Bitcoin does not reverse. And again, a reversal in Bitcoin is going to like $84,000. It's not going to test all-time highs like $73,000 because it needs to make money. It needs to make sense. Like it does not need to make a trade, right? We've pretty much exhausted trading because the whole world is exhausted in trading. Like we used to talk about how the dollar correlated with Bitcoin. And if it's going back to that theory, then theoretically Bitcoin should be tipping over and the dollar should start pumping because the dollar is up and above its 200, whereas Bitcoin is struggling to try to stay above its 200. Right? So it's kind of this weird world right now where like reality and ideology are trying to become physical. And I'm just not falling for it because I'm so fucking Zen, right? In the Zen world, what we have going on is we've created this new form of ownership of sovereignty, right? It's not like, again, like that's what Bitcoin used to be. Like used to be like, hey man, there's not anybody, everyone's gonna hold this shit, bro. Like, you know, like that's not like the real world no more. You know, the real world is motherfuckers are poor and they need money today. So they're selling their gains. And even with, I mean, that's the biggest journey I've had with Zen is decouple from the ideology. If you don't decouple from crypto ideology, you are more subjective to falling for honeypots, bear traps, or like what I'm saying right now. Like this is more of a bear trap than a bull trap. Right? Or I don't know what to fucking call it. Fuck it. Don't listen to me. I'm not a trader. I'm just trying to get it at the ideology of it's going to go down when they making you think it's going to go up. Right? So the reason why this is valid in Zen as like a research case study that you can almost make at this point is that Zen has to get to a halfway point in distribution before it can truly say it's finding like a supply balance. And that's not going to be until 2027, right? When AMP is at half in Zen, if you don't know how Zen works, there's an AMP that goes down every day. We'll use Ethereum Zen. I'm on CB Zen. I like base. I like layer 2s. Layer 1 Ethereum, it ain't for me, man. That's for my uncles. You feel me? I let my uncle stay on Ethereum. I'm on Solana right now. Right, I'm an uncle, but I'm not unk. So my unks is on ETH. Uncle B is still on fast mode. So we on Solana right now. And when you're on Ethereum, blah blah blah. Here's your Zen moves, and you have your AMP, your AMP. So this right here is what gives you your rewards. So when this AMP gets to 0, essentially there won't be any rewards, but we've learned it doesn't go to 0. It goes to 1. The AMP actually goes to 1, and Zen can be created forever. So Zen can be created forever, but essentially in 2,269 days from today, you'll be able to only make so much Zen because it won't have an intense AMP, right? In the very beginning of Zen, 2 years ago, there used to be this thing called EAA, and this was an early adopters amplification. So if you fucking knew about it, which was like 97% post-chain motherfuckers, I really wasn't there. That's why I'm kind of a cold hard, because I didn't get the fucking buoy until after the fact. Actually, I went and checked my goddamn ETH shit, realized I didn't even get in the fucking Zen until the 11th. That's why I was like, yo, there had to be me somewhere on October 8th. I'm like, man, was I really that stoops? Like, was I really out to know that hard? And I was really out to know that hard. I was following, I won't lie. It was, I mean, you need guidance, you know? There's no book on how to be a good person in crypto, right? All you can do is follow ethical values that you're bringing from the real world into this world. That's kind of where my shit is right now in crypto, and why I think it's more likely that we are about to have chaos than have an ethical run up, because everybody's down. Man, they can blame this shit going down on so many different people. They trying to build a stable network right now. And I think stable coins is gonna what's gonna save big crypto. It sounds so fucked up, but it is what it is, you know. Wild Wild Days. Well, if you want to be on Wild Wild West, like go to Post Chain, like go to a beginning of a chain like Sui, going off right now, right? Maybe go to Sui and be a bandit, you know. Go lose all your ethical values and fucking roast all the people, you know, like in whatever you want to do. You're not on your biblical bullshit, like it's there for you. But I'm feeling like regular cryptocurrency is becoming extremely like ethical, but like in this regulation format where like if you don't want to follow KYC, shit's getting weird. So we have a lot of innovation that I'm trying to get at with the Zen thing, where we can stay kind of in the pseudo anonymous original feeling, where you don't need to give away all your data in order to be a participant, right? You can just go and mine some coins and they're yours. And as long as this AMP is high, you can mine as many as you like. But until this AMP gets to 100 or 1,500 and beyond, right? Like let's say like the max terms is at 500 when this is at 150 or 1,500. You would essentially need to wait 500 more days, so 2,000 real days after the AMP. Well, not 2,000 real days. Well, think of it this way: like if zero was 1,500, because that's how it is in my head. In my head, when we're at 1,500, we're at zero because we're working backwards. You're trying to catch up. You had years. You had 4 years to get into fucking Zen. And you waited until 2027 to finally start packing your fucking bag. And now you're crying because it's 1,400 AMP. And they're still dumping on your fucking head, right? That's going to be a crazy time. That's why for me, again, I can see it. And what XEN is really giving us a look into the future on is this ideology that, yo, it doesn't stop minting after one, because you got to wait for the terms to cancel out. So there's a 500 days after the AMP goes to 1. That's the inflation that has to die through that shit. So pretty fast, you know, it's a fun thing. That's why, like, again, Zen is Zen. Happy fucking birthday. It's quantum as a bitch. It's living. It's a living organism inside of Ethereum on 13 different EVMs. All of them serve their own community, regardless to where you want to be, right? You can be on Base. You can be on mainnet Ethereum. All of them work the same. Again, I like Base because there's no gas. And this is why Binance Chain is actually bullish. No one's really talking about it because we know in the past that it was kind of sad. It was like, man, fuck these motherfuckers. Like, they getting one gas, one gway, blah, blah, blah for the mine. But what it changes is the idea, is the narrative, right? Because we know Zen is going to be successful. It's the rail to X1 chain, right? And it has the narrative where after it's a rail and everyone's burning it, and then everyone goes back to, oh my God, I got to mine this bullshit. And then they're like mining it for like the next like 1,000 days or some wildness until we get to the 1,500 movement. And then they're like, oh, okay, like we're here now, 2027, X1 chain. We've burned all these tokens. Like, you know, who's got the most now? You know, how many, you know, who's thinking about that down the road from now, you know? Like, my head is already in that spectrum. And again, that's why I've never seen anything like this before. The futuristic advancement of innovation is just out of this world, and we haven't even got it. We haven't even started yet. It's just the beginning. Like, this is just the beginning, you know? From XENblocks to Zen, because you still need to understand it. You don't get it. I get it. That's the comedy about it. I even be thinking like, man, there needs to be a really good breakdown video about Zen. And again, not about how it works, but about how each universe is its own, or how each blockchain is its own universe. And X1 chain essentially will be the oracle to connect these universes. You feel me? Like, that's why you're bullish on Zen. You're not bullish on Zen because the price go up. That's classic. That's a classical world of this thing is going to be successful. Yes, but it won't bang off. It won't be a huge kaboom where everyone in the industry is like, holy shit, what did I miss out on? And why didn't I get in when I heard about it? Right? Like, we know the pain is on its way. And they'll be buying your bags. And there'll be some of you who are going to sell your bag and get rid of it because you think you're going to go back and get it, and life is going to show up and you're going to be like, fuck, I never went back and got it. And, don't, do something stupid because you let go of your Zen bag. Just remember that it's a journey. Hopefully you hear the Crypto Bro stream right now. So you're like, yeah, this was a journey, and I still have time. Like, everything is giving me time to continue this walk. You're not, this is why Zen is so much better than every other project, because every other project does not give you time to understand where you are. Most of them are trying to shove you into a fucking sardine subway station and push you as fast as you can out of that bitch with your money left on the station. Right? And they're like, yo, don't worry. This shit is a fucking infinite loop. You'll be right back. You'll be right back. Your money will be here on the station. Just get in and go. Right? But in Zen world, where it's actually giving you time to comprehend it, Bitcoin isn't the same. It just wasn't as articulate in the comprehension. Because by the time I found Bitcoin in 2013, that's 5 years later, I still didn't understand that shit. And you know how nobody understands fucking Bitcoin or crypto right now? Did you see what fucking happened to the Thai dollar sign? Where's Justice on that? Bro, Thai dollar sign went and tried to get, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what money laundering. I don't know. I like Thai. I ain't gonna say it's money laundering. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But Thai dollar sign, I'm talking about the real Thai dollar sign, literally got 500K TRX back, $500,000 worth of TRX, I should say, back from Justin's son after he sent the fucking coins to the address. Like, this is insanity. What kind of reverse machine are we living in? Bro, I saw this fucking tweet, and the first thing that popped in my head was like, Tron 2004 Thai dollar sign. I'm like, what time machine? I'm like, I thought X was a fucking fast. Like, this shit is so slow. This thing called X.com. This thing is so slow now. I'm like over it. I'm completely over this thing called X.com. Cause why in the fuck is it October 8th, 2024, and this is printed into their database? Yo, where my sundog at? I sent my TRX and it ain't showing. TDX. Hey man, everything is old school. What's up, Rolando? What up, Tekken? What up, Simple Waters? It's time for phase 2 of Zen marketing. For real, for real. Quantum Architect says, I'm now cruising. I got laid off because I was watching too much Crypto Bro at work. So now I'm full-time DJing. Hey, don't worry, bro. Damn. Hopefully they didn't lay you off because you're on your shit. Like, this is where I'm at with it. Look at this. This X.com thing. People not understanding how we're like moving through the cosmos way faster than them. They're trying to slow us down and shit. Doesn't make any sense anymore. Titan's coming out with a farm right now. A fucking farm. Like, what year is it? Like, being a Xenian is just so mind-boggling sometimes. Like, I'd be like having to really come back. The planet Earth or whatever this world is. But this is why I'm bullish on Binance right now. This is setting up to look kind of stupid on everyone. Because there's a lot of people with BNB. And now the notion on Binance that we used to hate on it as a Xenian, well, and why I saw a Clout have posted about it, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm I'm gonna say my twos about it because I'm watching it too. And what it is that there was some vibes. It's more vibes because when you really think about it, spending crypto to make crypto is an action, right? So if I'm gonna send any amount of BNB to a smart contract to facilitate a command, then there is sense of value because action is being taken, right? And that's the difference between Zen on Zen on ETH and every other chain, is that on ETH, it actually has a price. The gas has a price. And that's why it's the most important one, because everyone can see it, from the stupidest person to be to the Zenian that understands all 13 fucking Zens, right? Everybody understands it. And the advantage, again, is understanding that it doesn't matter. Truthfully, gas isn't an element of anything more than a real gas board. Like if I'm driving down the street, or for instance, when you go to Manhattan, like I live in Brooklyn, but you go to Manhattan, gas is like $6. Here in Brooklyn, gas is like $3, right? And if I travel over a bridge with like a quarter tank of gas and I end up in Manhattan and I'm fucking trying to go uptown and I'm about to run out of gas, I have to pay the price, right? Because I'm in the city, right? I'm in this environment. I decided to free will bring my ass in my fucking, empty gas canister car into this scenario. That's Ethereum. Ethereum is the metropolitan of crypto. It's always going to be that. Do I think you need to bid on it? No, I think a lot of businesses and enterprises are. So the general public doesn't need to bid on Ethereum. It already fucking won. Layer 2s is where we're bidding our attention, because those layer 2s are where the pools are smaller and there's higher volume of capital to be captured, right? And that's kind of why, again, it doesn't really matter about gas unless you're really on Ethereum, because on these other chains, gas then becomes a bonus. Like if you comprehend it, like I was doing before, way back when, we would use Zenmon and the calculator to calculate how much it would cost to make a batch of Zen via the miner, because one possible day down the fucking road, there could be a patch of Zenians that are hyper focused on daily minting, because daily minting is a way to get emissions into X1 chain, right? We've never seen anything like this before, so it's really hard to understand it. But if you, again, this is a high level shit. If you get all 13, you get it. But yeah, you can use this calculator here to understand how much, you can spend one day. Let me go ahead, one. And then G rank is based basically on friction of gas. So some of these have an average G rank that's pretty small, like ETH. But the gas is high, the G rank is going to be averagely small. But if the gas is low, like on Phantom, G ranks are 484 is the average on the last 30 days. On Polygon, 600 or 465, right? On base, not that many, because people still don't want to chance it. There's still a lot though, man. I wish it was a lot smaller. I wish this G rank was a lot smaller, but whatever. But yeah, you can see how many people are naturally making wallets. And then what you could do here is like, we'll just do Binance. We can click here and it's going to put in the users after you. And then we'll do their max, which is 128. Actually, they have a crazy ass max over there. I don't even know what the fuck max is, bro. Max crazy though. G rank high as hell. But see, the whole thing about Binance is it's an international blockchain. It's base for the international world, and it's already started. Base chain is like trying to get off the ground with Americans. Binance is already off the ground in the hands of international crypto users. So you can't discredit that. Like, as much as I hate fucking Binance, that's one thing I can't discredit. And their supply is huge, but when X1 chain is launched and people see the rail, how much supply is actually burned for advantage. Because that's the thing. That's the beauty of no X1 yet, and people understanding Zen before X1, right? If you don't understand Zen before X1, again, you're putting yourself in the scenario that everybody has trained you to be in, which is get in this fucking subway. Who cares if it's packed? Just sardine yourself in. You'll get the information while you're on the train. Leave your money behind, right? It's not like that. You still have time to understand why you want a lot of supply and understand, damn, this is the bottom. I can buy this shit now, right? Because there's only 4 trillion on the DEX. So what would happen is a bunch of people would activate themselves to start dumping it. We've learned this in real Zen or whatever. XEN. It's not really the real Zen. All Zens are real. XEN, it just happens to be the real one or the object that everybody will pay attention to, but not realize that they can join a smaller pool and make gains faster. It's kind of where my theses will go in the future. I think people who are playing in the smaller chains and focused on going to X1 chain will be the biggest winners of the whole world. Like, they will be the kings and queens of the world because it's a giant king of the hill game, which is an amazing way to drop a blockchain. I'm putting some theory to the notion now, which is Fair Crypto wanted to release a blockchain. They didn't know how to put it into the ether. There's multiple videos of Jack Levin talking about this blockchain in 2017. He's even released a semi-style version of this in the Amazon store where people could use his old company. I forget the name of it. It starts with the N or something like that. And they could re-image these images in the internet and save money on, bits of storage and things like that. And really smart computer motherfuckers who know how to use Amazon would use the client of his so that they could get passive income of people paying to store the photos on their Amazon servers. So this theory of what they've been trying to build has been there, but I just think they don't know how to release it, right? They didn't know how to, or he didn't know how to approach the release of this, because this could be huge. This definitely could be a gigantic level up for the whole blockchain industry. I mean, if you're in the chats, then you know what's up. But we have like, where is it at? We have this. Why are you so hard to get to? Okay. No, it'll work. But yeah, we have the validator chat, and like the most recent gas from Jack was a couple. Was this right here? So fixes to the consensus. So basically, long story short, X1 chain is doing another novel approach to consensus, right? One of the novel approaches that we've already built out is the XENblocks. If you're in XENblocks, you're part of it right now. Congratulations. You get to create blocks similar to Bitcoin style energy, right? Energy consumption. And you get to stake those to the network and help support like the economical value of the chain. Like the chain just isn't supported on burning Zen, right? That's the original narrative, was we created Zen for these rails to a bigger chain so participants can enter from all these different areas, right? And the next step of that was creating XENblocks. XENblocks created a hard asset that is in finer or in smaller supply, harder to get than Zen, right? Zen, you just pay a smart contract, wait a few days, and you get some. XENblocks, you have to either build a client or understand, have time, spend time, right, to build the client to understand, or spend time in the chat to understand if you just don't understand. You feel me? So like that's XENblocks. There's no in between. If you don't understand, no one's there to really help you. Everyone's there just to kind of tell you, try to understand, dude. And that's why, again, X1 was born in January of this year, to be honest. In January of this year, you actually have people coming online and running the first version of X1 chain, right? You have the Phantom client, or yeah, it was the Phantom client that they kind of introduced everybody into. The Phantom cluster that eventually has now become closed source to the community. So that's was one of the drastic moves to the Solana world. And again, they're working with the Solana people. The Solana is just not like a team of the, Tolly and, the people you see on Twitter. Like, it's a big ass community around the globe. And they've met people from going to Breaking Point. One of them being this Anza Foundation, and they've given us a little bit of code bite to help with the consensus, So it's a really deep, complex ideology here, but just to make it simple, Jack is changing the way that people participate in the validators. Or you as a participant of joining the network, there's a hyper focus on how you get there. Right now, that shit is hard as fuck. Like, yeah, you need a brain, or you need to know the word, or you need to have philosophy, I guess, of like ethnic values so that you can find the truth to stay aligned with not, the noise out there and all that other shit, right? But if you're truly just like a computer scientist, like this is like where everyone is hyped right now, right? And the reason for it is because it is really lowering the barrier of entry, and it's starting to make sense why we haven't been able to get to this reality, right? So again, XEN came out 2 years ago, and in that 2-year mark, there wasn't much. Let's see, let's go to CoinMarketCap. Let's see real quick. Going on almost an hour of streaming. ETH pal. Yeah, I don't like Binance too. They're scammy. Everybody's a scam now though, man. Might as well jump in. That's why Binance might actually blow up because they got hella users and the gas doesn't really matter because people can come and dump it, but they'll dump only into a pump. So if you buy the bottom, then you're the one. And then when they dump, you just dump. And then you just set there's 2 games to play. Either you're going to play the game of HODL and XEN, and in that game, you're trying to be the king of the hill, right? XN must be your destination. If XN is not your destination, then you must think you're going to make money off of this. If not making money is your destination, then I truly don't know why the fuck you're holding XEN. Like, you should just get rid of the headache, because there's only 2 ways out of this motherfucker. You trying to make some money on this bitch, or you trying to get into X1 at the highest velocity possible. That's kind of my delivery on the XEN system right now, is every piece of my participation is just to increase my velocity access to XN tokens, because XN is the only thing that matters. Everything else is just a hash to get to it. The last 2 years have been part of this whole orchestration, or this whole orchestra of like putting together these rails so that when we got to today, we would be able to really be like, yo, what the fuck? What a world, and look at all of these established rails now, right? That's why it's like, yo, it doesn't really matter about gas, because when competition shows up and there's more humans than gas, right? Because everyone's catching this word like, yo, I can do it again. So right now you're seeing it with like Sui. Sui's only blowing up because there's a lot of marketing energy going into it to make it competitive to Solana, which is insanity, because Solana hasn't even beat Ethereum yet. It's like, when did everyone just say like, oh, Solana beat ETH, let's go kill Solana now? Like, that's how you know Sui gonna fall the fuck off. Like, they jumped the gun so hard that they did classic marketing. They could just run side by side with Solana and they would do success. I'm learning that now from Cardano. You never hear Charles actually bash anyone unless it's outside the principles of immutable code. So I used to make fun of him just because he looked funny. But now I'm like, damn, he really do champion ethical crypto. If you're really about the ethics of like getting this shit into the people's hands and it not just being like the most ratchet shit you can hand them. On some godlike shit. Like, what are you handing me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you handing me a buy it now brochure? Or are you really handing me something that's going to change my life? And that's kind of why, again, I think Cardano is up here still. In this I'm looking right now at October 9th. So this is the day after XEN. This is what the world used to look like, right? You had Solana at number 9 at $32. Shit. Yeah, Dogecoin at 6 cents. Bitcoin was under 20K. That's actually kind of crazy. You got Ethereum at 1,300. Tether and USDC dominate the 3 and the 4. Binance Chain at 278. XRP at number 6. Shit, and you had BUSD appear before the fallout. That fell out hard. That's why you can't trust all stable coins. Cause look at that, they had their stable up here for a while until they got wrapped up and CZ had to go to jail. That shit fell out of this motherfucking top like a rock. So yeah, this used to be the classic world. In today's world, right? In today's world, we got Bitcoin, number 1, Ethereum, number 2. Same idea. Now they're just very expensive. Well, I guess you could say $1,000 more for Ethereum and just a ridiculous amount, right? Over $40,000 more for Bitcoin. That's why, again, I'm like, yo, Bitcoin is extremely expensive right now for where it was. And if this is where we're going, that's super positive and bullish. Like, it's so bullish if it's really the moment. Like, we should all be very excited. I just wish there was more excitement. It doesn't feel like that. And the RSI is also kind of saying that too. Like, I drew this blue line because there's a trading pocket, which is on the 40 on the RSI. But at this 47, this seems to be a decision mode. And sometimes when it comes up, it gets rejected right here. And this, again, this 40 on the RSI seems to be a heavy rejection zone. So if Bitcoin were to drop below that, then essentially it's, you know, more inclined to go down. So I'm watching that shit on the 4-hour. I'm seeing it too on the daily. Like the daily, we just popped up above it. Like it gave us some support, but now we're like struggling to stay above it already. You know, and it's highly respected as a dip zone. And that's why I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. Like I think it's gonna blow up, like for sure. But if you're trying to catch a bottom, this ain't it. These are the bottoms, these wicks. So that's why I'm like, yo, are we going, or are these people gonna show up again with their 50 Bitcoins and dump them on our heads? Because it would make more sense to go into the cash if it's going to go crash, you know, because you can buy the bits at the low, because the overall community of Bitcoin now is mainly retail. So they would cascade the price on their own. Right. And that's why I love being in Zen, because it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. This is just simplicity of like mainstream. And why is anybody putting anything against Solana? It hasn't even proved itself yet, unless people are saying it's proved itself. You know what I'm saying? I know we talked about Sui a year ago in the Zen world. Sui and Aptos, because neither one of them knew how to promote Move language. Now, I mean, Move has success, but it's going to be in Facebook, right? So the question is, you know, does Facebook become, or how do you say this? Is retail going to take their fucking coins to Facebook, or are they going to bring them to your stupid smart contract blockchain? You know, are we in that reality now? Where now we're going to be faced with this competition because people are going to be greedy. And they're going to bring Move into the space because it's Facebook's fucking blockchain language. Oh, man, it's going to get so bad. Like, you guys think decentralization is all fuck now. Like, wait until that. Like, I mean, people are literally pushing it right now. Like, nonstop. Number 19, dude. I haven't even talked about the Sui because I've told people about it off the trade, bruv. Off the, yo, let's go ahead and just fuck the planet. But I don't talk about it on my channel because, you know, unless I need to get real with it, like right now. The reality is, there's a lot of people in here that are like, yeah, they'll buy this shit. And they're putting it up against Solana, which is like so hilarious. So you've already lost out on this. You should have bought this a year ago. What was this? Or in August was a good time to buy it, but a year ago, yeah, it was 41 cents. So you wanted to buy this a year ago. And that's why it's like, yo, if you're still stuck in this fucking pattern, get in Zen. Like, go all in on Zen already. Like, you're tripping. If you're just going to keep bouncing around this stupid world of you always buy tops. Right? We talked about Sui a year ago, my nigga. A year ago. Man, Aptos, I don't even know if Aptos blew up. Let's see. Now, Sui doesn't really matter. Again, Sui is all marketing. The only thing that Sui might do is bring in the Asian community, which I've seen, and then they could potentially go for Facebook. But I don't know how that. I'm not in China or in the Middle East, Asia, so I don't know like what's hot right now, you know, from America, bruv. But Aptos is an American version of Sui. That's why it's more expensive already. Aptos also has similar tokenomics to X1 chain. So I've been using Aptos though as like a crutch. I think they called Jack in because they have no direction and they're in America and they know they need direction, right? Because if not, they're just gonna, you know, someone else will show up and take funding, blow Aptos out the water, right? So they need real community, and this isn't how you do it anymore. I almost feel like that conversation again with Jack is like, you could try it this way, but I can't, you know, Zen is not going to help you bring users, you know, and you need to do it yourself in a sense. And that's kind of why, I count out Aptos already. I count out Sui already. I'm looking at these things as references to what can X1 chain do, right? And it's like, yo, what if XN is $9? Because like Aptos started with 1 billion tokens, and it's inflating via the validators. So as people pay, validators are selling their coins instead of restaking, and then that's creating the inflation. So that's why, again, in Zen or X1, it's going to be very fascinating to see how many validators actually roll the XN back, because it's going to be it's an advantage to have a large stake, essentially, but for validators. So again, and if X1 is doing what it looks like Jack is trying to build, which is a very enterprise-driven blockchain that has rails from every single chain out, and it won't be hard to put another rail. Like solXEN is the proof that now they can install rails on non-EVMs. So original Zen is like classic code, 400 lines, and you got time plus gas equals Zen. solXEN is a little bit more unique and complex, because solXEN is essentially compute, and compute is discovery of a hash, and then that hash times the amp equals solXEN, right? But that hash is generated using the validator set. So instead of it using a smart contract, it sends a relay or like a program for the validator's CPU to spin real quick. And when it spins it looks for 420 or 42069 in a hash. Very, very low bytes, but you pay essentially the validators to push this transaction with the possibility of mining a solXEN at the end, right? So solXEN is its own program, and this was inspired based on XENblocks, right? XENblocks, you look for XEN11 and Argon 2 hashing proof of work programs, blah, 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 right? When my hasher finds XEN11, I get an XEN. Very simple shit, but it's another rail, right? So there's proof of work rail. Now there's proof of hash, in a sense, rail. And then we have all of these EVM rails, right? Now you have all these EVM rails that are proof of burn. That's just the 3 narratives to get into X1 chain. And that's the main pack narrative. You feel me? Like, that's not even going into like the physics of the actual Zen on the actual fucking chain and the physics of it, again, doing what it's going to do. Like, what does solXEN do when it's the amp is at 0? Nobody knows. What happens to all these chains when X1 is released and everybody goes to burn their supply, and the only way to get the most XN is to burn the most. That's the only way. That's how it could be the fairest. If I can spend enough money, or if I can manipulate the price enough, I get the most, right? And that's what we've been living through for the last 2 years. Who can get the most for XN? I don't even know if they're going to make the validator set, but Again, what we're doing in the validator world is we're inviting everybody to participate. The more participation that happens, the better. The more decentralized X1 will be, the more appetizing it will be to the masses, right? The problem with today's crypto that most people come to when they say, hey, what layer 1 should I buy, is the token distribution. And I honestly do believe XEN and X1 pretty much have figured out how to corner this issue. And it took 2 years to get here, dude. You could do it right now, though. You can go and put your coin on every single chain. You could try to have that same effect. Maybe it'll work. You know, I think these are the once in a lifetime opportunity type shits, like a Bitcoin. Like, I don't even think Ethereum was once in a lifetime. I think we're living through what is the once in a lifetime for ETH. ETH already experienced it by latching itself onto Bitcoin and taking investment or ICO investment from Bitcoiners. They already took the buoy, right? And then Solana took it from the VCs. CZ took it from everybody that played on his fucking platform, you know? That should get pretty gnarly when you really know the story. So, yeah, X1 is definitely coming soon. What is like the holdup is that the world ain't ready for it. So you can keep adding to it, like the free votes. So what this does, this code right here, I mean, it's fucking jargon to those that don't understand. Dank slides in and says X1 is fake. Hell yeah to that, bro. That shit is fake. So this right here, this is because like essentially in X1, there won't be you won't have to stake a certain amount to be a validator. What you'll be tested on validation is your hardware So if you're not coming with the fastest Ferrari to the track, because everybody else has the fastest Ferrari that, you know, life can augment into existence of physical, you know, that's what everybody's trying to get, then, you know, you won't be maxing your blocks. Like, you could stake a ton of shit to your, you know, node and try to get yourself seen, but you probably still won't broadcast a lot of blocks because you don't have the hardware requirements to get there, right? But what's fire is that person shouldn't be discouraged from joining the network just because they don't have the right hardware, right? So then it does become like a delegated stake concept where, hey, sometimes out of the blue, you might get a block if you have enough, you know, XN staked to your validator. You might hit a block, you know, and that helps with the overall consensus because people are going to stake their XN. Now, on Solana, Jack found another fucking issue with his theory coming to life because now you have like priority fees on X1. Like, Solana doesn't have priority fees, so we'll have priority fees on X1. He showed us a little clip of it yesterday where, like, essentially, like, on Backpack Wallet, this is like the example of a priority fee where you add extra computer units so that you can pay more XN to, you know, push along your transaction if the network is busy. Like, the nodes will look for high compute. That's why you need a high processing computer on this motherfucker, because how are you going to get higher CPU units if you come in with your Ford, you know, Escalade or your fucking Ford Focus? Everybody got Ferraris. But again, I think this is very novel because it puts the race into the hardware community or into the nerds. It doesn't, you know, it's like everybody is the same essentially. Even if you are enterprise, you're still going to have the same node as someone in their basement. What happens is that if we go to, it's called X1val.online. This is where you can see all the X1 validators. See, shit is so deep now. It's even hard for me to stay on topic because, like, when I stream, it's like, yo, bro, like, are you really in this motherfucker? Because I think we've already left most of the crypto world and we're coming in the back door now. Like, the Trojan attack is underway. Like, we've closed the door on the Trojan horse. Like, unfortunately, you could be down on the bottom though. There's still room for people to push it into the castle. But to catch up on the knowledge of all the free game that's been given out for the last 2 years, I would say you had to be there to hear it. It's going to be one of those things. Like, were you there for it? And I've been researching a lot about like classic world, and you know, it's a lot of our books. You know, a lot of the books people like to read today are from the classic world, from people that were actually there. So you had a chance to actually live this shit again, but you might not be able to. I don't know, maybe so. But like here, if we go to, can I sort this by identity? Nah, I can't. But what you'll see is some users, shout out to Marask. He's got number 4. What is it? Carpets has 2 nodes. Jack has a few. Dwalv has looks like 3 nodes maybe. Look at Ogs up in this bitch. So where it comes down to is the advantage will come into this play of how many nodes do you have? Like, how much hardware can you afford? Can you afford 5 X1 hardware nodes? Or can you only afford 1? And that's kind of where the next race is going to lead itself into once X1 is live. And people come and like the fees are bopping because, again, if the network can expand on a decentralized notion, like the sky is the limit on the next ventures of innovation. Like the types of people that are going to show up in the network are going to be people you've never dreamed about. Like this will be a community effort, but this will be a conscious effort more than a community effort. Consciously, people will find X1, like how we have already found it, without even having to be sold it. You could just talk about it, and it's like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. There's nothing else like that out there. And people can follow, but nobody is coming with the intent, which kind of shows like their true colors, that they did not come with the intent of this action. I like motherfuckers with intent, bro. Straight up. But I'm about to end this stream. I've been streaming for like an hour. I just want to say happy birthday, Zen. I don't really think the price is going to do anything. It's actually dumping. I heard that someone put a short on it or some dumb shit. I like read that. Somebody shorted Zen. So now it's going to dump so it can meet the short or whatever the fuck. But again, if you're betting on the price, I think you're doing it incorrect. I think the best way to have fun in Zen is to think of all these coins as XN coins, and you're going to burn them for the next best blockchain. And price doesn't matter because essentially you're just stacking up for more participation. Everybody can leave it behind on the DEX. And there's a lot that's not even there yet. If you come over to Solana and play on Solana, you'll see this effect happening right now. This AMP is finished in 41 days, or in a few days. Not 41 days. Hold on. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where'd it go? Oh yeah, 23 days. 23 days left of SolXEN. So, I think, what am I? I'm ranked pretty decently here. Yeah, number 38. And this is where, I mean, that's why I got this this ideology now of my light turned off. Shit, fuck it. Where basically, if you're focused on Zen and you're using it just to make money, like, yeah, you'll make some money on it, but you're gonna be heading, like, your strategy, it costs a lot of money to make money in Zen. Like, the strategy is just so far gone, and that's how people made money in the beginning of Zen. So, and that's why I think it was bait. I also have this theory in Zen where Jack says we already won, and I think that statement comes because in the first year, if no one made Zen, then it would have been more likely that it would have never, really existed. But since people physically made it, put it out, built ideology around it, pushed this thing out, right? Like, again, I am not from Genesis. I actually minted on day 11. I can't, or October 11th. So I minted 3 days after XEN launched. I'm still trying to figure that shit out too. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like I didn't even understand it. I just got in. Like I was, again, like I said, I left my bags on the station and jumped in the fucking train and said, where are we going? You know? But from my ideology of understanding how I got here, it really does feel like people brought this to life when they shouldn't had touched that bush. That bush was on fire. They should have just let it be on fire and walk right by it. Instead, they opened it up, and that's how they were able to launch this. They weren't going to be able to get this shit off the ground if it didn't launch that way. And it's so funny because the vampire attack is mad real. I didn't know how real it was, but it's real from all angles and all different types of industries, you know. But who would have known that, like, we would have been the ones that were so far out there, you know, like we really out in the middle of the cosmos in this crypto shit, and like there's no real home base. Like everything is maxi. So it is kind of fun being a maxi of nothing. Like if you like XEN, you like nothing. And some people just hate it. Like they hate that it's nothing. And I think, again, that's why we have a yin and yang. You can hate it because it's nothing, but it's a lot easier to deal with when you realize that this is going to be something. Like the world is being built right now, and you can see it totally playing out. You can see how this will be so hard to recreate because you need to now come up with something new. You'd have to redo 13 rails and keep community without people knowing that like it's getting, you know, like this has already been done before and it hasn't been successful. Right after X1 is successful, how many other brands decide to roll out a launch like this? Multiple different tokens on multiple different blockchains, all burning into one blockchain. It's going to be like clockwork because that's what it is. All people do is copy Jack. Every single time Jack says some shit, motherfuckers just come and copy that shit. The only things they can't copy is the hardest shit, which is building the actual consensus of the blockchain. Like, going and like for instance this right here, like having a new idea and then weaving in another person from another part of Solana so that you can produce an ideology because no one in your camp understands Solana like a Solana person, right? This is the biggest thing to come out of fucking token 24 or 2049 is this collaboration, because this voting thing lowers the barrier of entry for everyone to participate in the validators. And now you can bring validators, rewards. You can bring that shit to everybody. It's going to be very, very, very unique. I don't even know how it's going to work yet, but even all the GPTs are like, man, this shit is different. Like, what's going to happen after this is really live, you know? And this is what matters, bro. Like everybody else is acting like the price matters. This fucking matters. This code in front of your face is what matters, bro. Everything else doesn't even matter. It's just a hash to XN. People are stressing on how much XN they're going to get instead of just working for it, right? Like right now, if you really want the lowest barrier of entry on hashing, you probably want to be on Sol, because Sol is under pennies to make XN coins. Whereas on ETH, you have to wait time, or you have to buy it from a DEX where everyone's dumping on your head every single day. It sounds so classic 2 years later, but it's a rail that now users from EVM can use as the fairest way out. You can spend you can spend the smallest amount. And that's why it's like, yo, what if we get down to XEN being like, it's so expensive to make a full mint because it doesn't make profit is where I'm thinking. Like, you don't see large VMU minting because the profit at the end is trash. The only way to make profit is to buy the lows and sell the highs, because now that it's all controlled, like the control will be seized. That's why I don't want to seize XEN control. Like, I don't want to be a controller of the XEN network. Like that sounds icky, you know? Like I thought I wanted to be that. Like I thought I was going to win like that, but there's no winning. No one wins. XEN already won. So we don't get to win. We just get to reap in the rewards, you know? We just get to hang out in the palace. And that's why I like CB XEN, because I feel like this is an awesome opportunity to enter a very mainstream XEN. It's super mainstream. It's on base. It's going to follow the same notions. That's why, again, if you're into finance, it's also very mainstream. It could have a good run. Polygon, Avalanche, ETH seems to be very mainstream amongst the open source community, right? Optimism seems to be very mainstream. And we also have that Pulse chain community here that makes that token pretty mainstream. But yeah, out of all the mains, you know what I'm saying? Base is the one. But yeah, man. That's it for me. I'm gonna sign up out of here. Happy birthday, Zen. Keep hashing. We're gonna do it again. Have another year of what the fuck is ever going on. And yeah, mine XEN. Peace.